Hi, my name is Samarsha Walker. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing great today. I really don't have anything to talk about. Um, I'm just going to do a brain dump today because I basically stated I would try to upload a video every Wednesday and every Saturday, and I'm losing my voice again. So I'm sorry about it going in and out. So I'm just going to do a brain dump of things that I've been thinking about, things that's going through my head. This is like, I wish I just had someone I could talk to and just kind of get everything out, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and do a brain dump with y'all. Kind of think back to like the borders. Like we really have no borders at this point. You know, everyone is just coming in illegally. Everyone is not being tracked. Kids are coming in without parents. So you really don't know if the kids are getting where they need to be. And some of them, their parents are sending them to relatives that's in the United States. So, you know, those kids might be getting, to the location, but then what about the rest of them? Are they all accounted for? We can't say 100% that all these kids are accounted for. And like all these adults that are coming across the border, if you don't know who's coming across the border, how do you know if anyone is missing? How do you know if anyone, is dead or what's going on with a person? And so to me, it's kind of crazy, especially in the time that we're living in, where you see these wars popping up here and there, and there was people who wanted to put a hit out on our ex-president Trump, regardless if you like him or not, so why have an open border when you know these people wanted to come over here and kill him and everyone that was in his cabinet? But, Biden never closed the border. No one ever did anything about the Kamala Harris never did anything about the border either. So it's like it's still basically an open border. All these people are still basically just coming over. And so one thing I was hearing about, like as a Christian, are we supposed to help people, like they're in need and they're coming across the border to have a better life? So being a Christian, isn't that the Christian thing to do? And I say yes and no. One, how can you help a person if you don't know who's coming across the border, so you don't know what issues they're having? You're not tracking them. And still as Christian, we have to follow the law, and there is a legal way to come into this country. And then the second part to that is, if you know these people are going to be exploited, you don't want that to happen to people. You know what I'm saying? So if they're coming across the border, they're not being tracked, and some people are going to be exploited. I know some people are going to come over here, they're going to be able to get it set up and, just go from there. But you cannot guarantee that's going to happen for everyone. So some people are really going to be taken advantage of. Some people are going to be used. Some people are going to be exploited. So if they came over here the right way, that can help cut a lot of that out. Not saying that it still wouldn't happen, but it can cut a lot of that out. And the other thing that's going through my head also is they keep talking about our food. There's a food shortage. There's a food shortage. There's going to be a food shortage. Stock up. There's a food shortage. But more and more people are coming across the border. Why not use that as a reason to say, okay, we need to stop all these people coming across the border because we're not going to have enough food to feed our American citizens, as well as all these additional people that's coming across the border. So where is the lie? Is there a food shortage, or are y'all creating a food shortage? And then y'all going to create chaos? Because in my heart, I truly believe a lot of stuff that goes on in this country is something that is created by the government. They set traps. They set things up. And as American people, we fall into those traps. like I said, if there's a food shortage, going to be a food shortage, the economy is bad, the economy is going down, but you steady adding people. You know, that's like an elevator says the capacity is 1,000 or 8,000 or however many thousand of pounds a elevator can hold. Why would you keep packing people on unless you want it to crash? You see what I'm saying? That made more sense to me. If a building said it only has a capacity to hold 300 people, why would you invite 700 people to come to a building that can only hold 300 people safely? So the United States economy is falling apart. We're going to have a food shortage, but people are steady coming across the border. That don't make sense to me. Then the other part to that is, I know I'm sounding crazy right now, but the other part of that is, do y'all know that the military, well, I know some of y'all know, but all y'all probably don't know, that the military has a plan called, Con Plan. It's a Con Plan 8888. That plan is for a zombie apocalypse. So if a zombie attack happens, the military is well versed and well trained on the steps they need to take to alleviate the threat of these zombies. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, there can be a possibility of real zombies, you know, based on if there's a chemical, you know, warfare and some type of chemical get into the system and cause people to start acting like zombies. But then at the same time, because I feel like this is controlled chaos, if you bring a lot of people into a situation, those people are not going to come into this country and be middle class, upper middle class, rich. They're going to bring these people in and they're going to put them in the low income areas, which is already suffering from people, you know, struggling to survive, but they're adding more people into that environment. Okay, so now you have more people added into an environment that's not conducive to hold everybody, and there's a food shortage. Some people are here illegally. Well, basically everyone is here illegally, and you don't know where they're at, what they're doing, what they're up to, how they're, you know, surviving, you know, as far as eating, getting money, and different things like that. So you put all this together, you're starting a powder keg, because now these people are going to be more or less fighting over food. Because like if you think about zombies, right, the main premise of the zombie is to go around doing what? Eating brain. They're just focused. They're focused on finding a victim and eat their brains. So now you're going to have food zombies, human beings that's going around looking for food because there's a food shortage that was created. So now these people are going to be going around looking for food. They're looking for food, so it's like they're zombies. And so if it get too out of hand, they're going to have to bring the military in to kind of help with that. And so that is one thing that's running through my mind. The second thing that's running through my mind is, no matter how much money you have, right, you're going to die. There's no way of getting around that. You might can prolong your life, but at the end of the day, you're going to die. I don't care how elite you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many, you know, top of the line doctors you got at your bedside. They cannot make you live forever. But what the elites are trying to do is figure out ways to live forever. Okay? So some of them are trying to download their brain into, I forget what it's called, but it's like some type of system. They're actually trying to download their brain into, so they can still be here, still be functional. And it's almost like a computer. They're trying to download their everything in their brain into this computer so they can still be here, even though they're not here physically as far as their body wise, but they're here. And then they're trying to do like that get out thing where it's like their conscience is put in someone else. And so it's not their body, but they're still able to walk around and see stuff based on their perception. And so they're I know it sounds crazy, but they're trying to come up with ways to escape death. Whether it's like getting into those cryo chambers and be frozen until a cure for whatever disease they may or may not have come along, or they feel that science will get so advanced that it can find a way to escape death. They're trying to colonize colonize Mars, see if they can live on Mars, colonize Mars. So if it gets so desperate down here, they can just go ahead and dump this planet, dump Earth, and go to Mars. And so if you think about it the way I'm thinking about it, okay, anytime you have a science experiment, you need a subject. And normally they start with mice, and then they might go to monkeys, and use those as test subjects. But if you want to know if someone conscious can be transferred, you're going to need a live person to do that, to get to that stage where you can say, hey, it really works. So if they're getting all these people coming over and no one can really say who came over, how do you know they're not getting some of these people using them for science experiments? I know that sounds wild, but like I said, this is the stuff that be running through my mind. How do you know they're not using those people for science experiment? Or if they have some type of disease and they need an organ and they don't want to be on the wait list, so they interview these people, do lab work on them and everything, and then they're getting their body parts and stuff like that. Or if they have a child that needs a kidney, and they can get someone else's child and use their child for a kidney. You don't know where these people are at. And like I said, this sounds crazy, but at the same time, they got this thing called young blood. And what young blood is just say you're an older, wealthy person, because you have to be wealthy to afford it. You're an older, wealthy person, right? And so you get a young person, like in their 20s or whatever, but like as young as you could get it, I guess, where it's legal. And then they do a blood transfusion with their blood, so y'all have to sit next to each other. The young person's blood is coming out of their body, going into the older person's body. And so they're doing a blood transfusion like that because they feel if they can get a young blood in their body, it will start functioning and heal itself and heal different things. Like, they feel like it will make them be younger because now they're getting young blood to replace their old blood. And so it's really a thing called young blood where they get blood transfusion from young donors and stuff. And then like, it's just wild the type of things they're doing to escape death because they're so rich and they feel they can buy their way out of everything, including death, which they can't. But it's like they're investing all this money into science so they can figure out a way to live forever. And so that's where my mind is going to. It's like all this stuff is contrived because now you have all these new people over here and you don't know where these people are at. They're not accounted for. If you don't know a person is here, how can you say, oh, that person is missing or anything like that? You can't. So I know it sounds kind of sci-fi and everything, but I don't put it past them to be doing things like that. And I don't know, it's like I said, why keep bringing people over and you saying there's a food shortage? But when people get desperate, they're willing to do anything. Because, like, you donate your blood and you get nothing for it. But if you donate your plasma, they will pay you. And plasma is a big business. They pay those people, I don't know how much, about $20, I don't know. But they put those plasma donation center in low income neighborhoods because they know some people are on drugs and they'll go sell the plasma to get money to go buy drugs, or they just need extra money for this or that because they're not, they don't have enough money and they having a hard time making ends meet. So, but by the time they get these people plasma and they send it to different places, these people are making millions and millions and millions of dollars off people plasma that they're paying these people pennies for. Based on how much money they're making, these people are getting pennies, but they put them in desperate areas. So the more desperate you are, the more willing you be to do anything. And so that's how they're controlling people, by making the situation desperate. So they're going to keep doing things to, one, scare you, and two, make you feel desperate at, oh my God, this is what's going on. Because if you are a president and you really care about your American people, you would not put a burden on the country by adding more people in when you're saying the economy is bad, when you're saying that we don't have enough food to feed everyone. You don't set yourself up for failure. How do that look? You're supposed to be wanting the Democrats to win again, right? But at the same time, you're setting everyone up for failure. Bringing more people in is not helping anyone if we don't have nothing to eat. Like I said, I don't know how to work, but that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, I'm just basically just thinking out loud, just dumping my brain, because this is all the stuff that is just running through my head right now. It's kind of a controlled chaos going on up here, but this is the kind of stuff that's just running through my brain. And it's like a lot going on, and it's just crazy. But just wanted to say that. I hope everyone have a great day. Peace.